Hello, good evening, Aston Villa fans. Welcome to the Villa Forever podcast. I am your host, Chad Williams. First of all, before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. Subscribing is completely free. It doesn't cost anything, and it will massively help me out. And it'll keep growing the channel. Also, you know where to follow me. You can follow me on all audio platforms, including Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. On the show tonight, I have two Aston Villa fans. I'm joined by my special guest, Josh Piovesana, and my Uncle John Blevins. I'll be doing post-match analysis for West Ham United versus Aston Villa. On Sunday, it finished in a 1-1 draw, which was a vital point for our season. I'll be taking an in-depth look into Sunday. We will be assessing the game with some big talking points, including refereeing decisions and light drama as well. It's great to have both of you on the show tonight. How are you?
It's always a pleasure, Chad. How are you doing yourself?
Yeah, doing really well, thank you.
Good.
Yeah. Thanks, Chad. Hiya, Josh. Hiya.
John, how are you doing? You okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to this podcast tonight. Got a lot of things to talk about.
How long have we got?
Well, I'll go into the first talking point. So let's talk about Sunday. So I'll ask you the question first, Josh. What is your overall thoughts from the game on Sunday?
Sunday, really, it was a game of two halves. Didn't look like we did a lot in the first half, but then after we made the 3 substitutions during the second half, it looked like we started to turn up. And then, as you know, Nicola Zaniolo rescued a vital point for us. But that's not the first time he's done that. He did exactly the same off the bench against Sheffield United to rescue a point in that game as well, just before the end of last year.
Well, it reminded me of a chess game a little bit. It was interesting.
Yeah, I think it was definitely interesting because there was tactics from both managers, and you could see what we were trying to do, but we just didn't get the service into Watkins. It was frustrating that it took us so long to actually score, even though we seemed to have a couple of good chances. We just couldn't do anything with it at the time.
It was a really tight, frustrating game. But in the past, a lot of these games against West Ham have ended in draws.
Yeah, and I think looking at the stats against West Ham that we've had when we've had the last few games with them, they seem to get the better of us when we play at the London Stadium. But yeah, we always seem to take a draw or get a win at Villa Park when we play them. So it's really that those sorts of teams that we should be beating. But when we play West Ham, it seems to be 2 different games against the same opponent, which is really strange. But also, as you said, Chad, Sunday was a little bit like a chess game where there was lots of different tactics involved from both managers.
We're seeing Emery on the touchline. That was interesting, Uncle Joe. See Emery on the touchline as well.
Yeah. I always like to watch the cam that they have on him and him later.
Yeah.
It's a bit like you wouldn't remember somebody we used to call Zebedee in the Magic Roundabout with springs underneath his foot because he's jumping about up and down the sideline. I mean, he's so involved. It's fantastic. I think it's great to watch. You know. Yeah.
It's a vital point because I think every point counts. So it's going to be a vital point. That will be.
Yeah, it could be the one. It could, I don't think they're a particularly bad side, West Ham. They're still in Europe as well, and they played on Thursday night, so we couldn't say about how tired they were or how tired we were. I just think the Villa's still going through a building stage. I think we need another 6 months this summertime, and then after that, I think you and I are still trying to work things out.
Emery is grinding out results. So even when he played bad, they're still managing to get points, which is a good sign.
Yeah, because I think under previous managers, I don't think we would have potentially got those points. But it's nice to see us playing some really good football, but then also the ugly games that we play where it's quite scrappy and quite a defensive-minded game, then it is good to see us coming out with a point that maybe we don't always deserve, but yet we're still finding a way to get them.
The 3 points above Spurs as well.
Yeah. I mean that's the strange the way, isn't it? I thought Spurs might win at least, or a draw.
Yeah.
And we beat Fulham, the weeks beforehand, and then it's just so strange, and it's going to be very close. What is it, 9 or 8 games left now? I'm not sure.
9 games now.
Yeah, I think
going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that Luton game. At lighted stages in the game, we get late goals as well.
Let's not talk about that because that nearly ruined me dinner on that night. But again, like you said there, Chad, we was 2-0 up. We should have really put the game to bed early on, but they got the 2 goals in the second half, and it was a bit of a nail-biting game, and it was the same, against Man United Boxing Day where, okay, we should have seen the game out. We didn't, but again, we was 2-0 up, and those are the sorts of games that I'm hoping it doesn't, but losing those sorts of games where you're in a comfortable position can ultimately potentially cost you the European places.
You like the Aston Villa fans as well. They're complaining about the atmosphere at the Western London Stadium. But I don't think it helps that the fans are so far away from the pitch.
No. I think if you look at any sorts of grounds that are designed like that, Napoli, I know there's a potential, there's Fiorentina and grounds like that in Italy that are designed like that. It really doesn't put into perspective what the fans are actually there for, because if you've got them closer to the pitch, then and they're a bit on top of the players, like if you look where the away fans are in Newcastle, because of that, they don't have any effect on the game because they're so far away.
Well, in 2012, it was built as an Olympic stadium. I don't think it's made for football. The London Stadium.
I mean, I guess you could have the same argument with the Etihad when that was built for the Commonwealth Games in 2002 or 2003.
Yeah.
When that was first built as an Olympic stadium, but then they've transformed that into a really good football stadium. And I think if West Ham can potentially do that with the London Stadium, then, you know, we might be looking at a really fearful place to go because the fans will be on top of you. But, you know, at this time at the moment, it remains to be seen whether they can or not.
Yeah.
In stadiums in football, like the crowd are loud. When you get success, the crowd, they thrive off success as well.
No, definitely, I think they do. But then, as you said, you know, you've also got the other side of that, and I think, you know, John, you've probably seen this in watching the Villa, where we've had lots of games where we've sold out every single game because we've been winning, and then we're not doing so well, and you know, then there's people that are not turning up.
Yeah. It's I mean, Unai tries to make sure, you know, he keeps putting about this, you know, we need supporters, we want to be with them. He understands, and I'm listening to other managers starting to say the same now about how important it is, you know, to get the fans on their side. I know it's so depressing when they're playing badly, you know what I mean? I think we got such a high expectation now at the Villa, and they always seem to be doing the same thing badly. And then they'll do something fantastic, you know. It's just it's weird. It's a weird way, you know. But they're doing well out of it. You know, we can still, you know, just fantastic season. It doesn't matter what anybody said. Absolutely marvelous.
Well, they took that at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, you know, you've just alluded to it there, John. If someone would have asked us, do you think the Villa were going to win 15 home league games in a row, we would have probably all looked at you and gone, no, you're crazy. It's not going to happen. And then, you know, here we are. We'd won 15 games on the bounce. And then, okay, maybe there was a couple of games in there we could have won to extend the run a bit better. And equally, there was probably a couple of home games where we should have won a bit more comfortably. But as you said, you know, last Sunday we got beat 4-0 by Tottenham, and then we go and beat Ajax 4-0.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about David Moyes, Uncle John.
Yeah.
What do you make of David Moyes?
From what I've heard of him, he's a real genuine good person, individual. You know, it's easy to get on with and that sort of thing. He was, I think, the only team he didn't do well with was at Manchester United, which is obviously a hard club to turn around, like, you know what I mean? But he's, you know, 6 weeks ago, I think the West Ham supporters were talking about they didn't want him, and, you know, he's no good, he's a bit boring football and that, you know, that sort of thing. And yet again, you know, they're in the last 8 of the European competition. You know, they won it last year.
Let's stay again.
You know, it's a funny old game, as they say, in the old days.
The Claret and Blue Cup.
Yeah, but I'd rather be. I mean, Josh, you know, I'd rather be where we are in the league now than where we were for the last 3 or 4 seasons down the bottom.
No, 100%.
You know,
worrying if we're going to get dragged into a relegation battle or something like that. No, 100% agree with you there. Like the football that we're playing at the moment, I've not seen football like this ever. Like, I know I had a season ticket when Martin O'Neill was there, and you know that was some good football. We got 3 6th place finishes, got to a cup final, but it's just under Unai Emery, there's a different level that I never knew that the Villa could reach.
Yeah,
we're witnessing history. So it's incredible.
Yeah. No, I think Chad, I think it's a long-term plan. I do. You know, I've said before, you know, Arteta, Guardiola, you know, they all take time. You know, it didn't just suddenly come, you know, 2 years or, you know, 1 year after. You know, it's yeah. Let's see. Hey, listen, we might be on a podcast later on in the year, and we've got a trophy or something, or, you know, even knowing what we're doing. I mean, it's great. It's great.
We're not the finished article yet.
No, exactly.
I
There's
don't
a long
think.
way to go for this team.
Yeah,
A lot more.
and there will be changes. You have to
Yeah, of
change.
course.
Move, you know what I mean? Guardiola, Guardiola, with all his winning his trophies, he still brings in new players all the time. You know, you have to. It's just part of the game, yeah.
Because David Moyes has got that experience. A lot of fans, they want to see a improvement, the West Ham fans. But I think David Moyes, though, he's done a good job. You know, in the Conference League as well.
Yeah. Are they 2 places behind the Villa, or 3 or something? Yeah.
I think
it's
it's 7th,
2 or
West Ham.
3, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not doing bad, they're not doing terrible.
No.
They've got some good players as well, West Ham. Because they've got Gerard Bevan, and they've got that Kudus.
And Ward-Prowse as well.
Yeah.
Paqueta's a good player.
Yeah, he's good.
He's Brazilian, he is.
Yeah. I don't think he's in the side. I don't think he's in the side for against England. I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure if he is or not.
One thing you say about like David Moyes, though, Chad, you know, he's doing a job at West Ham, and I think what frustrates a lot of footballers, football fans in particular, is if they see it go wrong quickly.
Yeah,
they're quick to put the pressure on the management, which is not always the best practice, because that can then put pressure on the players to try and perform, and then before you know, you've been dragged into a relegation battle, and that's where teams really start to struggle.
the football changes so quickly. I think with the West Ham fans, they get to see the side boring football. They want to change, I think. They see the side all the time. Which is something that they're getting used to too much.
Yeah, it's awkward, because then there's a fine line. Okay, we're playing this football, but then there's also the fine line of we don't want to play too badly because the fans don't want to be on our side, but then equally you've got to find the right balance between pleasing the fans and putting the players in the right positions and playing the nice football that people want to see. But that's not always necessarily as easy to do as some football coaches and football teams actually make out to be.
Yeah.
Well, we saw in the West Ham game that John Duran and Watkins played together. Do you think they can play together? Or not? Or do you think they can't?
John, I'll let you answer this.
Okay, yeah, no, mate. I think I was happy with them playing together. I thought it was another thing that Unai could throw in to make the other team think about what they were doing. I mean, he was good when he came on against Ajax.
Yeah.
I've always thought that Watkins is number one, but if he does get injured, we do need somebody else. And I think Unai just thought, right, I'll put them on and see what they can do. And I think he'll do it again at some time, or when he needs to. And then he knows he can take them off, and it's not a perfect setup. They're not dynamite, are they? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, they're not, but they do make the defenders think a little bit, I think. And he's got to improve. Duran, I think he's a good player. I think he's still young and got to learn. It's not a perfect setup, but what happens if Watkins is injured?
You need a backup.
I think he's the only one, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think he is, because I know with Duran, he's good at using his strength to his advantage.
Physical strength.
He's a bit like a John Carew type player,
Well,
always.
Benteke.
Yeah, he might not necessarily score all the time, and he's probably not going to be a 10, 15, 20 goal a season striker, but if he holds the ball up for us and allows us to bring other players in, like your John McGinns and your Ollie Watkins and your Matty Cashes onto the ball, then that's also another option we can look at. Maybe he's better placed to try and get the assists.
Mm-hmm.
You've got different attributes. You got Watkins is a striker who scores goals, and he gets assists as well. And what I like about Watkins as well, he works hard as well, without the ball as well.
Yeah. I mean, going back to the Tottenham game, I thought their defenders hit, I know it's part of football, but they made sure they made contact with Watkins. They did Bailey a couple of times as well, and he sort of shied away from me. But Watkins got back in there, and I know it's in hindsight, but I think Duran might. The problem is he might have got sent off because he's a little bit fiery. But it would have been interesting, and I just think it's another ace in the back of Unai's pocket. He mixes it up, he puts different ones on, and he changes it. So I'd use him again, the two of them when he needs to.
Yeah.
When you go back to Emery and Watkins, when Emery first came to Villa, he said to Watkins, "You're my main man, I'm going to choose you." And he stuck with that, not with Danny Ings. Now we sold Danny Ings now, I think.
I think we had at that point, but I do think that would have also been interesting if we'd have had, if we'd have still had Danny Ings, because that would have been interesting to see how him, Watkins and Devan would have gone under Unai Emery.
Yeah.
Uncle John as well, Watkins has a good link-up play as well. Holds the ball up really well.
Yeah, he's good, he really is good. He's really improved his touch and the way he's positioning, I mean, I keep looking back at that goal where he headed it backwards and Ramsey scored. It was absolutely marvellous what he did,
It's incredible.
How he had the sight to do it and to lean himself back. And he's an all-round player. I mean, even the pundits are saying how good he is and how he's come on, and it'd be interesting, he's number 2 in the England squad, isn't he? What I mean, after Harry Kane, and that's I think it's a great achievement. He never whinges, what I mean? He gets on, he gets stuck in, he gives as good as he gets, what I mean?
Exactly.
No, and he's both feet now. I like him.
And great stats.
Yeah.
He can score heavy. He can score heavy goals as well.
Yeah.
But I like that goal he scored against Ajax. That was a great header.
Yeah. And I think as a striker, it's important that you are able to score those types of different goals, whether it's left foot, right foot, or your head, but just having the know-how and knowledge to get in the positions at the right time to be able to give yourself the best chance of scoring. That's what you want from your strikers. And okay, they might not score every time, and keeper might make a great save, but it's getting the chances that can create the goals for us.
Yeah.
And you got John Duran. He's more the impact sub. I just don't think with Duran, he has to be more consistent enough as well, I think. More consistent.
Yeah, I think hopefully with a little bit more time, he might become more consistent. But it's giving him that time. And okay, against Crystal Palace last year, he scored a great goal on the volley when he come off the bench. But those, again, they're the sorts of games that really we should have been seeing out before we needed to go to the bench.
I think he needs to show more maturity as well.
Yeah.
Like things that go on off the pitch. I think in his social media, he deleted all his Aston Villa things off social media. And he did that, which was really bad. But he shows his age there.
Yeah.
He's only 20. So he's got time to learn still. So hopefully he gets better at like, doing that, I think. To show more maturity in those situations.
Definitely.
But did you see that video after the Ajax game? It was nice that he did that.
Yeah.
Look, a video message John Jerome did.
With the heart with his cap on. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, so that was a nice gesture.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to learn his trade if he sticks with it with Unai. Unai will make him, something special. But he's just got to stick at it and.
Yeah. Work hard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the refereeing decisions. So, what did you make of the VAR and refereeing decisions?
That was, how long have we got for this one, Chad?
Where do we start? Yeah.
I think as much as the non-handball call was frustrating, and then perhaps maybe one day that is given, but the reason they said they didn't give it was because he was, I think it was
natural position.
because he was pointing at the player, like pointing to tell the player where to go. But
unnatural, yeah.
I thought the law this year, I thought they changed it to even if your hand was in an unnatural position, it was still handball.
Yeah. I've got an old-fashioned view of it. Because I've got an old-fashioned view about handball. I just think if it hits your hand, that you make it so much easier if they just gave it as soon as it hits your hand.
Yeah, because unless you're in a position where it's physically impossible to get your arm out of the way in time, such as someone stood on the edge of the 6-yard box and someone blasts the ball from just outside the 6-yard box, then and you can't get your hand out of the way, okay, you go, fair enough, you can't do anything about that. But when they've got time to move their hand out of the way, then you look at it and go, okay, you've had time to move your hand out of the way, but you haven't, so therefore we'll give this.
Uncle Joe, what do you think? Do you think it should have been a penalty?
Listen, his hand was out. His hand was already out before Liam Bailey received the ball, and then Liam Bailey seemed to kick the ball at the hand. To be honest, it was that good of a, but it definitely stopped the ball from going into the dangerous area and possibly an opportunity. But I like VAR. I've said it before. I think I like it. I know it helps us with the upside a lot. And sometimes it works for us, sometimes it don't. But the majority of the times it does. Then you get the other one, the other time when you haven't got the VAR and they make a decision and you can blatantly see on the television or at the game or whatever, you go, hold on a minute, ref, you've missed it, and there's no coming back on it.
No.
It's just the VAR. Sometimes the VAR takes so long. I don't know how they're going to make it. When somebody scores a goal and then you have to wait 10 minutes before.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's where they need to look at it and go. Particularly if it's an offside decision that potentially denies a goal, then if there's like millimeters between the players or literally like a matter of inches, then let the goal stand. But if it's obvious, then okay, you go, yeah, that's offside.
It's an obvious error.
But if there's like a shirt sleeve width between them being offside, or onside, let it go, because then that's ruining the enjoyment of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Josh, what did you make of the Mikel Antonio disallowed goal?
That was the second one, wasn't it?
Second one, yeah.
I do think we was lucky, but having said that, when we played Arsenal at Villa Park, the exact same thing happened when they scored.
Mhm.
He bundled it over the line with his hand, and it was given because it was a handball that led to a goal. But then you go, okay, that's led to a goal. Why is it not handball anywhere else on the pitch? Because it's hit his arm. It's the same thing, you know. He hasn't done anything different. His arm's still in the same position. But it's just one of those laws. I think they need time to iron it out, and really, just we as fans, we would like to hear the referees marked up and say, okay, this is what we've got. This is why it's been given. This is the reasoning, or this is the decision behind that. And then I think that would cut down 95% of the arguments that people have saying, oh, VAR is not working, it's not worth being in the game. And equally, then you look at, okay, we're playing a League One, League Two team in the Cup. We won't use VAR because they don't have it at their stadium. You go, okay, fair enough, you know, let everyone have an equal advantage. But when you see these big clubs that have VAR at the stadiums, and then it gets used in the Cup, you look at it and go, hang on, where's the equal advantage that the team should have?
There's no consistency.
Not at all. Not at all. There hasn't been any consistency in the Premier League back in probably the past 7 or 8, maybe 9, 10 seasons.
It's getting worse, I think, the refereeing.
Yeah, and I solely think that, Chad, is because they're relying on the technology too much.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Well, that's a good point, Jack. That's a good point. Yeah.
But then you look at it, John, and if you know, when they slow things down, it makes it look worse than what it is. If you was to show that at full speed like we see it at the game, then I think that would also help, instead of having VAR slowed down to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about the third decision. Light drama at the end of the game. I thought the referee got it spot on.
Yeah.
At the end of the game, definitely.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been happy if they'd given the goal, I'll be honest with you. I thought you know, when you looked at it and everything, they were all bundling, they were all pushing their arms, you know, all just to get the ball over any way they could.
I mean, I don't think anyone spotted it, or I don't think many people did. There was a foul on Konza in there anyway.
Right, that, yeah.
John Sushek.
Yeah.
The thing is, at that stage in the game, you got to get it right, because that referee, if he got that wrong, you'd be criticised.
And I don't think this would have been a very good podcast, Chad. I don't think we'd have done it because we'd have been too much in a bad mood.
We were sorry from VAR.
Yeah. So that makes a change, to be fair.
It went all the way for a change, yeah.
That's good.
And even though he was complaining how long it was taking, but I didn't mind it taking that long. If you go double check it to get it right.
Yeah.
But at least, I think what they should maybe do with VAR, and this is probably because I watch the rugby as well, stop the clock.
Yeah, that's good. I like
Good
that.
idea.
I like that.
Stop the clock, and then, you know, I'm not saying do what they do in rugby and play the full 90 minutes, but stop the clock when it's VAR. But yeah, if it's an injury or normal gameplay, keep it running, use the added time on for that.
So let's talk about the substitutions, do you think the substitutions impacted the game?
Go on, Josh. I'll leave it to you, Josh.
I think that they definitely did because, it gave us a new lease of life. But you look at it and go, okay, we put the substitutes on, but why is it taking us that long to get into the game? And I get it. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes you do need fresh legs to get the game going. But these are games where if you're outside, you go, okay, take a couple of the players off and just rest them for games, because the last thing you want is if you brought substitutes on is for them to get injured or something needless to happen to one of them.
Well, the substitutions, I think it shows that Unai is an elite manager, and what he can do, he does wonders.
Absolutely.
It's a bit like the Luton Town game. He got that right and he won the game.
Only just.
Right, the last minute, yeah.
What did you think about that game, John?
What, the Luton one or the
Luton one?
The Luton one. Look, the Villa seem to do it so much time. Sometimes the passing, I don't know why. It's not one that doesn't pass the ball well. They all seem to. It's like they all seem to catch something, and they don't know how to pass the ball and give the ball away, and that
Yeah.
And they anticipated. I mean, he's spoken about it for ages. How Luton always fight till the end, every game they play.
What's experience?
Yeah, but I do look forward to about the 60 to 70 minute mark and see who Unai's going to put on.
Yeah.
You know it's going to come every match, and I wonder how he's going to mix it up and that sort of thing.
Benitez used to do that.
Well, there you go.
Benitez, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's yeah.
I think, and no disrespect to any of the other managers, I think it's a Spanish managers thing. They always seem to
I agree.
make the substitutions around that time, and I don't know what they do, but it seems to work every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked in that game. I thought Matty Cash.
No,
He
he had an
excellent.
exceptional game that game.
Yeah.
He made a huge difference.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know, favourite part of the game. He made that goal-saving challenge as well.
Yeah, did you see him punch the air as he got up?
Oh,
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Really, he was really pumped up, wasn't it? It didn't hurt him whenever it hit him, you know what I mean? He just got up.
But if he didn't make that block,
We lose that game.
scored. Yeah.
Or equally, I don't know, you probably had a better view of it than me, Chad, on Thursday night. He did exactly the same thing in front of North Stand.
He did, yeah. He's one of my favourite players, I think. In the Villa team, one of my favourites.
Yeah. Do you know?
Yeah.
Sorry, Chad. Do you know anything about the chap that they've signed and they've left him playing in?
Oh, I know what you mean, yeah.
The
Djokovic.
Is that his name? I can't remember. Yeah, I
That's
think
it. I think it's him.
he's the one that's going to finish the end of it. Now, he looks like he's either a replacement or a backup, like you've got with on the left-hand side. Do you know what I mean? On the left-back position.
He's a backup, that's it.
Yeah. He'll be
But
interesting.
then, has anyone watched much of the backup goalie that we've got?
I've only seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen him when he's been playing for other, like recordings of him in other games. He's very, very good, isn't he?
He's excellent.
Yeah.
But Matty Cash in that game, though, he got us further up the pitch. He opened up more spaces, created more width as well.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of speed as well. Matty Cash. We'll tell you about a difference as well. Musa Diaby.
He scares me when he comes off the bench. Some of the things he can do is unbelievable.
He's a great talented player.
And it's equally, I get nervous if Robin Olsen's in goal, but that's for a completely different reason.
No. Yeah.
With Diaby as well, he injected more pace and energy in the game.
Yeah. And I think that's where you said, John, that's where the substitutions are important.
Yeah.
Also, in the game, Musa Diaby again, he got another assist.
Yeah.
He did it in the Luton Town game. He's got good numbers, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he's becoming a player like that. Okay, he might not start every game, but he seems to always make an impact. When he comes off the bench, whether it's scoring a goal, or setting up a goal. He's always going to be in the mix for, not necessarily player of the match at that time in the game, but at least giving us a chance if we are losing to potentially get a point out of the game.
Yeah. I think he's slightly, he's coming back to a good stage in his season. He's gone through a bit of a dull patch sort of thing, even though he's done the assists. Sometimes I'm expecting a lot more from him. But, he seems to be coming back into it now, more so. Maybe this is his time of the season when he comes good. Players have those periods where they drift out and then come back in again. And it'll be interesting to see, it's, the last 9 games and hopefully, is it 3 or 4 in the European Conference?
Champions League, hopefully.
Yeah.
I think we've got the quarterfinals, potential semis, and then the final.
Yeah.
So there's 2 games left out of 6 left at least. Or it might be 5 because if you think each leg for the quarters and semis is home and away, so that's 4 games.
2 legs, yeah.
You'll potentially have a final. So there's potentially 5 left in Europe.
Got Lille that we got, that French team.
Yeah.
And Lille are quite good.
Mm-hmm.
They've got European experience. And then if you get in the semis, you want to play Olympiacos.
Yeah, because I'd like to see either of those teams, to be fair, but I think it'd be a case of, if it is Olympiacos or Fenerbahce, being extremely careful at the home game, because that could be, you don't always know what to expect from the European fans. Like the majority of them, like the teams that we've played, apart from the odd 1 or 2, they've been well behaved, but it's just a different atmosphere with the European teams, which is great, because it adds to the atmosphere. But then there's also, anything else that could potentially happen on a night.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drink a water, guys. Or juice. I've got juice instead, actually.
Really, you've got a beer there, ain't you, Chad?
Mm-hmm.
And also, in that game against West Ham, I was impressed with Zaniolo.
Yeah. Again, doesn't do a lot if he starts, but seems to have that timing of, he's always in the right place at the right time to grab 4 points like he did against Sheffield Wednesday. And I think, it's been a little bit disappointing, but I do think he is starting to show what he can do. But I just wish it would have happened sooner than what it has done.
He's on the owner as well. He runs around like a headless chicken as well.
Yeah.
So the work rate's always there. He's always running around.
You wonder if he's trying too hard sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I agree with that.
It's quartet.
But like his physical presence.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was it the Tottenham game? One of the goals. He went down there. I know it came off Moreno accidentally for the play across the ball and that. And Zaniola just sort of threw his hands up in the air. You know, it's sort of, you know, rather than trying to go after the chap with the ball. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. It's easy to say, criticise, but you don't know whether he's trying that hard and he wants to impress that much. And it's just
and also, he deserved his goal.
Oh,
Fantastic finish.
Yeah. It was easy. He made it look easy, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
And he did it against Sheffield United as well. Important goals he scores for us.
Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's strong. You know, and I think there's a lot more to come from him. But whether he'll be there at the end of the season, I don't know.
I don't think he'll be there.
Yeah.
He replaced Buendia.
Yeah.
Well, Buendia's doing well with his injury recovery.
Yeah, I've seen the video of him there now. It's good.
It'd be good to get him back for the last few games, maybe.
Yeah, and I think, saying that about injuries, has anyone heard anything about Diego Carlos or not?
I don't think because he was injured the last game. Just the other game before.
Yeah, because he's a big presence in the central defence as well.
Yeah.
He gives a bit more strength in the defence. A bit more muscle in there. Well, that's what Zaniolo finished. He showed real desire to get in that box, right place, right time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got the assist. It wasn't an easy finish. It wasn't an easy finish. You had to control it.
Because how many times have we seen those go wide or go over the bar, Chad?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I want to talk about set pieces. It's a big problem at the moment. Defending set pieces.
Yeah.
How do we defend set pieces better?
I think at the moment with the set pieces, it's missing Mings at the back.
Yeah, the leadership.
Just to add a little bit more extra height in there.
Communication as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that as well, Josh. I think, Mings is there. He's, tall. He doesn't mind attacking the ball. You know what I mean? Makes his presence felt.
Big towering centre half.
Yeah. Every cross that comes in, you're looking, you're going, there's Langley trying to get up there, but he's not, particularly good. And then even Torres sometimes seems to be a bit, you just want someone here. I thought Conza might be a little bit more, but I don't know whether because he's playing more the right back or whatever. Then, I don't know.
It's basic defending. It's basics really defending.
Yeah, if in doubt, just put your foot through the ball.
Yeah.
We need to be a lot tighter at the back, I think.
Definitely,
marking them.
And I hope it doesn't, but it could potentially come down to goals scored or goal difference.
Yeah. That could cost us maybe.
Yeah.
So we need to work on it in the training ground, I think. That's what Emery will. And Austin McFay.
Yeah.
I think what it is, I think it's too easy for teams. Every time the problem you got is that you don't know what the other team are going to do.
No.
But it's something that hopefully we'll get better at. We need to get better at it.
Yeah, because you know, it's not great conceding these types of goals like we did against West Ham from the corners, because that shouldn't have happened.
No.
We need to concentrate. I think it's like focus, like keep focused.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
But the actual attacking set pieces, we're good at attacking them.
Yeah.
It's just the defending bit, but we're good at attacking set pieces.
Yeah.
But then, you know, what's the point in being good at attacking them if you're struggling to defend them?
Yeah.
You need to have a bit of a mix of both of them.
Yeah.
I want to ask both of you the $1 million question. What would you prefer? Winning the Conference League or qualifying for the Champions League?
Oh, thanks, Chad. I'd like. Now, this is where you look at it and go, okay, it'd be great to play Champions League, but equally, it would also be nice to win a European Cup again. So, really, I'm 50-50 split, but it's just, I'm enjoying the ride at the moment.
What do you think, Uncle John?
I'm going to be greedy. I'd like both, but what I think I'd settle for is a final, win or lose, and then Champions League.
Yeah.
You know, 4th or 5th place. I think, as just said, to be in a final for the fans and for the club and everything would be absolutely amazing. You know.
I think both.
Yeah, no, good on you. You haven't put a bet on it, have you?
Maybe I should, though.
No, I think we're all in agreement there that we're all going to pick both. It'd be great to see a final for the club, and equally in a European game as well, because I don't think me or Chad, I don't think we've ever seen a European final with a Villa, have we?
No, I've told no, we haven't seen that. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so it'd be a bit nice touch wood, you know. Hopefully we can get there.
But the thing is, Champions League, it brings you extra revenue, and also you know prestige.
Yeah,
It gives you that prestige as well,
absolutely.
and attracting better players.
Yeah.
Because I worry if we don't finish in the Champions League, we might lose Watkins or Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, I hope we don't, but
Champions League could be a factor.
yeah, that's the only issue we've got. You know, it could potentially be a factor. I hope not, but you never know with football these days.
No.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask you both the last question. Do you think Ollie Watkins and Effie Konsa will be in Southgate's Euro squad?
I hope so.
In the summer? Yeah, fingers crossed.
I hope so, but again, depends on form towards the end of the season. But it could also potentially depend on injuries to other senior England members that he's maybe got in mind at the moment.
Well, the thing is, both of them have been consistent all season. They haven't put a foot wrong, though, I don't think.
No.
But obviously, Southgate, though, he's the manager, so it's up to him, obviously. But
Yeah.
What would you think, John?
And exactly what you've said, Josh. Just exactly the same. I think they both deserve it, but you know, Southgate's that sort of manager. You know, he seems to, you know, he'll change his mind. He has his favourites. I mean, I know Sterling's not there, you know, but it wouldn't surprise me if he brought him back in. You know,
Yeah.
And then if he dropped where I think, you know, obviously I'd say Watkins, but because I think this possibly could be Southgate's last throw. I think at something. I'm not sure, but I'll be surprised if he stays on as England manager after that. But
yeah, we're not progressing.
no.
Watkins, though, he's got a great record, as well. He got a great goal and assist record.
Yeah. Yeah, give him a chance, you know. Give him a chance. I mean, you know. I know.
Esri Konsa,
Yeah.
he's a
Well,
good leader.
He likes the number 5 for Manchester United, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't remember his name.
It's not. It's not Martinez. It's. I know who you're on about. I can't think what his name is.
Yeah. It's,
Well, to finish off, we'll look at some comments before we finish. Michael Huggins, what do you think of our local press creating stories of players wanting to go, which they should be getting behind us to make top 4, the team to make top 4?
Really, who knows? Because it's difficult to say. And I know a lot of headlines are created for that reason, but then that all that would do is unsettle the players.
Yeah. We'll look at the comments. A little look at the comments there are. Yeah, Michael Huggins. Gerard is a special player. We need to give him time. Yeah, it definitely needed.
Absolutely. Go on, John. You can answer this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. Michael's what he said. Yeah.
Well, we'll do one more comment. Michael Huggins. If that was against the Sky 6 team, that would have been a penalty. Yeah, I mean, they can be biased, I think.
That's a debate we could have on another podcast. But I think you're right. I do think you're right there. Whereas if that's, but anywhere else, it's a free kick. So why is it not a penalty?
Yeah.
Yeah, another day, it probably would have been given.
Yeah.
Well, I think that would do us for this episode. Thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give it a like, share it, and if you are new, subscribe. Remember to make sure to keep your post notifications turned on, to click that bell icon so you don't miss out on new content. Thank you so much, both of you, for your time.
Always a pleasure, Chad.
Thanks, Josh.
I'm going to wrap up this episode with Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.